Hello, it's Shawn, and it's Monday afternoon, just after lunch on March 30th. It's snowing outside. The snowplow has been by, believe it or not, 3 times already today, and plowing, not just salting or sanding. They're plowing, and we're so grateful for them. This is episode 2 in my little mini-series here on what is crowdfunding. Yesterday, we really looked at breaking it down as quickly as I could in an effort, I hope, to encourage others who have mental health issues or other injuries, illnesses, and are finding themselves that they have to restart their life. So we looked at what it was. We talked about how you had to have a viable idea and viable need. So you can't just go, hey, I want money, because the fact is everybody wants money. You have to have a viable idea and a viable need. And you have to have thick skin. You have to be able to say, well, I'm not going to take things personally, and some people are going to agree with it. Some people are going to be so thrilled. Some people are going to cheer me on. Some people are going to go, especially North American culture kind of leans towards the, well, you're not going to get rich off of my back, or I've heard this one many times, well, I never got a handout. So it's not a handout. We're asking for a hand up. We're asking to be able to do something that we couldn't do by ourselves, that we can do together. A few Christmases ago, I heard of a young couple that was in need, young mom, and we were in the middle of losing our house and having to move, etc., etc., etc. It's all part of our journey. It's okay. But couldn't do anything. And so besides praying, an idea hit me to ask my friends that were on Facebook to just, I gave them, somebody was going to collect it all that I trusted, and and they were in a totally different city, and I said, well, if you can mail them to them, they've promised to take it over to the young mom, and you guys really, you really blessed them. So I already had in my head that crowdfunding, plus been involved in share-a-thons for radio stations, and yes, as a pastor, we understand that tithing is a form of crowdfunding. So it's not that bad of a thing. We're just having to rethink it. In fact, it's not a bad thing. It's just that it's causing everybody to sit back and go, oh, okay, I'm having a moment of, light going on. We talked about how you have to be committed from the beginning, so that you can't just go, well, I got started, and because I got discouraged, then I'm not going to keep going, or, all the things that can come. And especially, hear me now, if you've got PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder, or any other mental health issue, if you suffer from depression like I do that comes along with PTSD, then you know what? You really gotta keep going and just say, well, this is my plan, and this is what I'm doing. The other thing that it does for you is it says to people, okay, this is somebody that's in the fight. They're committed. The other thing you have to do, and please hear me now, you have to be willing to recognize that there'll be periods where nothing happens. You still got to be upbeat. Because you got to honor the ones that first started on the journey with you. They're the ones that said, yeah, I'm with you right away. And God bless them. They did it. So if you're going to do this, you have to be honoring to the people that started. In the middle, you're going to be honoring them. And because the people that started in the beginning, they want to keep knowing that you're still doing the things that you were going to do and you did when you got their attention. And they need to know it's going to keep going forward. And then there are people who have been sitting on the fence, and they've been going, I don't know, what do I want to do, what I can't, I don't have much that I can do for people, I want to do something for people, but I have very, very limited resources. So what you're doing for them, you're keeping them informed along the way, and it believe me, it all helps. And then the people that haven't even heard of you yet, they'll be able to look and say, hey, there have been people from this date that have stuck with him, and they've gone all the way up. So, okay, now that was all a refresh of yesterday, and what I want to do today is to talk about why I chose this particular medium called GoFundMe. Basically, it gives me tools that I wouldn't have had before, especially when you're fighting mental health issues. You fight being able to stay on target, on focus, the detail things. So it collects things for you, and if you've ever been involved in share-a-thons or fundraising, you know that when people pledge, you still have to go and get the finances. It's one thing to say it on paper, but it's another thing to get them. And sure, GoFundMe charges some, but it's like I've got a whole office staff working with me now. It gives me tools where before it would seem like an unsurmountable hill, mountain. It just seemed like without that, I wasn't going to be able to afford. So this particular thing, it gives me the ability to also send thank yous. It gives the ability to take video, take pictures, take everything, and it does a really good job. I'm finding it's a great tool. Now, it's just a tool. Now, a tool could be a great tool, but if you leave it sitting on the shelf, then you can't blame the tool. So you might have to say to yourself, is this the right time? If it's not the right time, then don't do it. You'll kind of know because things start to fall into place for you. And by researching what tool you're going to use, such as GoFundMe, then you're better equipped to go forward. So and the other thing it does for me, it also breaks down and allows people, if they want to be out there, like at first I was going, no, I'll keep everybody anonymous, and then some people were saying, no, I want people to know that you've got people actually behind you. So, okay, thankfully, you, the person that's on the other side of this video lens, you've got the freedom to be able to go, yeah, this is what I'm going to give that I'm not going to give, and I want everybody else to know, or I don't know. Yes, I know, and I wish there was a way to get around that, but again, it's the accountability thing. So, anyway, it does all that stuff for you, and it collects it all. But it also tells me something, my demographics that I need, or demographic might be the right word, I'm getting tired, forgive me. I know that 7,000, are you ready for this? $7,965 have come in out of our $10,000 goal. Every dollar in that $10,000 is absolutely needed. Scale that number back from 20 to 15. As you'll see in my last video, there's a reason why I'm going after certain equipment, because I know what I'm doing and I know what I can do and can't do physically, and what can help me do more and more as I build up my stamina. So it is just it's a great tool is what it is. So sorry, like I said, I'm getting tired. $7,965 came from 48 donors. 773 people have apparently had exposure to it. So 48 people. That's absolutely awesome. You can look at that and go, 773 people, and this is where I'm talking about being thick-skinned and not taking it personally. You can look at that and go, 773 people. 48. But you need to just step back and go, wow, that's 48. And just because of your 773, or whatever the number is, the majority haven't done anything. That's what you think. They may not have been able to give financially, but you never can count. You can never not write off the impact of prayer. So they're praying for you. In my circle, majority of those, they're all Christians. They all believe in the power of prayer, and that's awesome. I have friends that are Christians. I have friends that are not Christians. It gives them an opportunity that they all can support you. So I hope this has been helpful. I do see crowdfunding as being a way of the future, and I think more and more people are going to get to understand it. And there will be people out there that will abuse it, as with anything. But I pray that if you're suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, you can see there are ways for you to engage your friends and relatives that are safe. Like me, I'm right here in my fish room. I'm from my own computer screen. If I feel I can't keep going, I hit the escape button and I walk out. So there are ways that you can get up, and there are ways that you can get started again. So there it is. Crowdfunding, I think, is an excellent tool. I'm very happy with it. Of course, I'm happy with it. But taking an objective look at it, stepping back, I still think it's worth it for anybody else that's in the same kind of boat. So be creative, come up with a plan, come up with a strategy, research your tool, whether it be GoFundMe or Indiegogo or whatever it's called, whatever it is, Kickstarter, whatever, just make sure you do your homework, and then once you get started, commit to it till you hit your goal. God bless you, and may you have all the success in the world. Bye.